Hi, welcome back to Engine Shop Joe. This is going to be part 4 of Back to School. And in this video, we're just going to be looking at screenshots of data logs. So if you're not interested in looking at that and trying to figure out what's going on in the numbers, then just skip by this video and ignore it and move on to the next one. And the next one, I will start to tell you what was actually wrong. This video is going to have all of the logs that I looked at, important screenshots from each one for you to take a look at. And they're going to be in order of when we first started until we got the thing running. So you'll see changes in each log. And I tried to make sure that every log that you see, all the columns are in the same place so that you're looking at the same data as you go from in progression from one log to the next log to the next log. And I just took snapshots of the parts of the log that had crucial information for you to look at. Granted, you didn't have the engine there. I'll give you this much help. We had a Recon ECM on there, and at first we were trying to start it with 12 volts. It had a 24 volt calibration, and we thought, well, maybe it won't start because it thinks it's low voltage. But we started 24 volt engines on 12 volts before, so we were thinking that's fine. So we recalibrated it to a 12 volt code, and it wouldn't start. We took that Recon ECM off thinking it was no good out of the box, and we stuck a known good 12 volt ECM on from the same engine family, different CPL, but that wouldn't matter to start. It wouldn't start. We had the same problem. Number two, we knew the wiring harness was good. We ohmed it all out. We checked all the connectors. The wiring harness was wired correctly from the factory. There was no pin problems. We had the right supply and grounds on all the pins. In other words, all the 5 volt sensors were getting 5 volts. All the grounds to those sensors were good grounds. That was all okay. You saw in an earlier video where we got the engine to fire on starting fluid. We had it running up. At one point, we ran it for almost 30 seconds on starting fluid at about 1500 RPM. And it just purred like a kitten until we let go of the button on the can, and then she stalled. So I gave you a lot of hints there. And then you'll see in the logs where it actually did start on its own. And remember, we're making changes behind the scenes that you don't know about, one at a time. And I want to see if you can figure out what happened. We didn't find all the problems in one fix in 1 hour and fix them. We found something from the first log, we fixed it. We found something from the second log, we fixed it. We found something from the third log, we fixed it, and on and on and on until finally we got the thing to run the way it was supposed to run. There was a couple questions that I had about things I saw in the log that there was nowhere to look where it told me what was causing that. And I even called somebody at Cummins who's like a technical troubleshooter, and he couldn't answer the question either. I'm sure somebody in engineering could have, but I didn't push it beyond that. But we figured out why it was doing that. And at the end of this series, you're going to find that out. And there'll be a day when you'll be glad you know that, believe me, because it really affects startability. Okay, I've talked enough. The first set of logs you see are going to have no markers on them. And then I'll come back on the screen for a couple seconds, and you'll know that if you go any farther, you're going to see markers on the logs, okay? All right, here we go. Okay, it's a short intermission, and then the next section of the video will be the data logs that have rectangles around them. A yellow rectangle means it's a problem. A green rectangle means it's a good thing. And then take a look at the rest of them and see what you think. And then the next video in the series, I'm just going to talk about what all was wrong with it and what we did to fix it. And we'll see you next time on Engine Shop Joe. Here comes those logs.